Hey everyone, it's Don G. Corleone here, and I'm here with a brand new live stream. As you can all tell, since it's the beginning of December, it's time to do the annual tradition of me showing all the DVDs I got throughout the whole entire month, and this is going to be covering the month of November 2022. And so this is technically, most of the movies I got this year were Christmas films, and so this is technically going to be kind of the DVD haul Christmas special. So anyway, that being said, it's pretty much, there were only two non-Christmas films I got this year. And, so yeah. So let's start off with the so let's just start off in chronological order. Or time of looking at. So, the first one I got is going to be for nice choice. So, first one I've got was, well, you can already see it now, Top Gun Maverick. Yes, aka one of the best films this year. Like, I originally, when I first saw the trailers all the way back in 2018 when it was originally supposed to come out in 2020, I had zero hype for this movie because, one, it was a way too late sequel, and usually those never work except for Blade Runner 2049, and I was just not too big of a Tom Cruise fan, really. So, but however, when I saw all the rave reviews it was getting, the even better reviews than the first one was getting, I decided to go see it. And what did I say? I'm glad I did. Because this film was out of nowhere amazing. This was pretty much about as good as Blade Runner 2049. Like, I just loved everything about this film. Like, it was very great. The protagonist was actually treated well in, like, a lot of legacy sequels I could think of. So, and I like it didn't over-rely on fan service. And hey, this felt like a worthy send-off to the whole series despite being the second installment. And yeah, so I'm glad this was the highest grossing movie of the year because this actually deserves it. Like, people really need to give this movie a watch if they haven't. It's on streaming now. Okay? Top Gun Maverick is easily just one of the best films this year. And I can't wait for this to join the list of sequels that are even better than the first, along with films like Aliens and Terminator 2 and Empire Strikes Back. I have a feeling it's going to be joining those in the near future. Alright. So anyway, the next one I got was a Christmas one. And that film was going to be, well, I already reviewed this one this last week, and I was obviously Scrooged. So, I can't believe I did not notice this film until years later. Like, I should have noticed this film way in the 2010s. I can't believe I did not notice this film then. Like, this is now one of my favorite Christmas films of all time. It's one of my favorite Bill Murray films. And one of my favorite Richard Donner movies of all time. It's a pretty great modern take on a Christmas Carol set in the modern world, where this time Scrooge is kind of this new TV executive with a different name, and it's kind of somewhat the same, except it's set during a time when he's trying to film a TV special and stuff, but it's definitely worth checking out. Yeah, and R.I.P. Richard Donner. And this wasn't the only Christmas movie he directed, guys. This was after he directed Lethal Weapon, which was a Christmas action movie. Anyway, the next one I got was for an animated Christmas special, A Charlie Brown Christmas. Y'all remember this when it ever aired on TV? All you Peanuts fans? Yeah, this was another one of my favorite Christmas specials. It's only really 25 minutes long, but definitely one of the best Peanut specials out there. Easily. Definitely a good one to watch every Christmas. Next one was going to be a sequel, and I've heard bad things about the sequel, but I bought this because I need to review or rant on this. I have reviewed the first one. I enjoyed the first one of this. Bad Santa 2. I've heard terrible stuff about this. I'm not excited to watch this. Now, when it comes to the first one, I like the first film a lot. I think it's pretty funny. Definitely one of the best raunchy Christmas films ever. And definitely one of the best Billy Bob Thornton performances ever. I've heard this movie is terrible. And that's why I bought it, to check it out and destroy it. What else I can say about that? And now I got what is easily one of my favorite Christmas films of all time, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. This is the only National Lampoon's Vacation movie I have seen. I have not seen the first Vacation, I have not seen the European Vacation, I have not seen the Las Vegas one, and I have not seen the 2015 new one. I've only good stuff I've really heard about the other ones was the first one. And pretty much I've heard apparently the only good of the Vacation sequels is this. But this I have seen, and I don't think I need to see the others to understand this, because I think this would be kind of better seen as just its own thing. But this was definitely one of the funniest Christmas movies of all time. You got Chevy Chase playing this dad that's trying to press his whole family Christmas, getting through these whole shenanigans that don't work out well. And it's just pretty like this turkey being badly cooked, a cat getting electrocuted in a tree, squirrel going to the Christmas tree, that not getting a saw for to saw off the Christmas tree and bring it home. It's pretty gold. Like, I definitely would recommend this if you have not seen it. It's definitely one of the funniest Christmas films out there. And our next one is going to be for one I thought was decent, but it stars an actor I hate. But I remember seeing it in theaters and thought it was decent. Office Christmas Party. Now this film wasn't bad. It was all right. I mean, there were some funny moments here and there, but unfortunately, this does star an actor I hate, and now it's T.J. Miller, and his character on the cover is the one I'm covering up. So yeah, I'm just covering. So yeah, my hand's covering his character because that's where his character is on the cover. But yeah, unfortunately, the bad thing is he's kind of the protagonist of this movie. I feel like, but thankfully, like, Jason Bateman's also the protagonist. I feel like the movie should have just been about Jason Bateman. It probably would have been slightly better if it weren't about the TJ's obnoxious, unlikable character. And then we got our next non-Christmas film. I got this on Black Friday. Remember the Black Friday vlog? And here were the 3 films I got on Black Friday. Our first one is going to be Cloverfield, one of the better found footage movies out there. Not a big fan of the found footage horror genre, but this is probably one of the better ones to come out. One of the only few a few I can enjoy. Now, unfortunately, this also stars T.J. Miller, but I don't remember much about the film. I mean, I saw it years ago, but I remember being one of the few better found footage movies out there, honestly. And I wish more found footage horror films tried to be a little more like this, not like the Blair Witch Project or Paranormal Activity, which I find both overrated as fuck, by the way. And our next 2 are also Christmas films. Let's, why don't we start with the worst and then end with the best? But our first, the second film I bought from Black Friday was to replace a copy I lost so I can do a rant commentary on this. AKA one of the worst Christmas films of all time. Like, oh my god, it's bad, but the reason I watch it every year is because of how terrible it is. I just like to shit on it every year. It's just one of those so bad it's fun to watch. Like, this film pretty much is about Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis trying to not celebrate Christmas for one simple tiny year. One, because their daughter's not going to be home. The neighbors don't sit well with this, and they get all angry over it. And because Alan refuses to buy their expensive as hell donations, like, I think it was like $50 for a tree. Like, who's gonna pay $50 for a Christmas tree? Like, it was this, like, the scouts could use it. No one's gonna pay $50 for a Christmas tree in real life. Nobody would. Or $30 for a calendar. No one's gonna pay $30 for that either. And like, when Alan announces they're gonna not celebrate Christmas for just one tiny year, they don't sit well with it. And it's stupid. Like, and the neighbors act like it's their business when it's really not. Like, and you can honestly see why Tim Allen seems to be a jerk in this film, is because he has to deal with these jerk neighbors that won't leave him alone and just mind their own business. Like, I could just go on, but whatever. Our next one is actually going to be for one I have actually liked, but it's a really dark one. Disney's A Christmas Carol, the Jim Carrey version. And as honestly, this should have been the last adaptation they made, because this one actually does get the tone of the book right. It was probably the last good Robert Zemeckis movie. I remember seeing this in theaters, and like, I'm surprised this is even for kids. Like, this film is like really mature and very, very dark. Like, this movie should have been rated PG-13. And I don't think this should have been made by Disney. No, like, this definitely does not feel like a children's movie. I'm really shocked it was even marketed for children. Parents probably thought, hey, it's another animated film with Jim Carrey in it. Why don't we take our children to that? I mean, the Muppets got a Christmas Carol adaptation, Mickey got a Christmas Carol adaptation, maybe it'll be like those. With a few little spooky moments here and there because it's a Christmas Carol. No, it's actually, This is actually this feels like a straight up horror movie at times. Like, the ghost of Christmas Present dies a gruesome death. I mean, dies a really dark death. Like this is not the other family friendly adaptations. Definitely don't expect something like that if you watch this. But I still think it's decent enough. It does capture the tone of the Dickens novel perfectly, and I think that's what it was trying to do. And until then, guys, that's it for all the DVDs I have. And yeah, I might not sure if I'll probably make one next month, because next month is really just going to be since this month is Christmas. So I'm probably just going to show what I got for Christmas at the end of the month instead for this live stream. Until then, guys, that'll be for this live stream. Thank y'all for watching. If you like this, want to see more, and don't forget to like, subscribe to Don G. Corleone.